Let's call the meeting to order. Brian's going to pledge allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, now we'll do the roll call.
Yes. Debbie?
Here.
Dave?
Here.
Carolyn?
Here.
Gary?
Here.
And Joe?
Here.
All here.
Okay. We got visitors' comments from the audience. Okay, let's move on to approval of minutes. Town board meeting December 14th, 2015.
I don't know, actually, I had changed the lights, I said that the lights are all working now, I changed another ballast.
Oh, so what is it you want a correction for?
Well, just, he said that I changed some lights, some ballast and lights, and all I really changed was ballast. Nothing makes that much difference,
The bulbs were good.
yeah.
We'll just cross it out.
I make a motion to approve December 14th, 2015 minutes as corrected.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded to approve the town board minutes December 14th, 2015, as they were presented with corrections. Any further discussion on them on the minutes? Vote.
Debbie?
Aye.
Dave?
Aye.
Carolyn?
Aye.
Gary?
Aye.
And Joe?
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, we'll move right into the checks and your financial report. I didn't do,
I have a
I
financial
don't have a
report.
financial report.
Okay. Checks from,
Do you have a financial report?
do I have a financial report? I have checks written. There was no reconciliation at this time from the bank. It's from the 14th to the 28th.
Oh, sure, you don't get the statements.
There's no
Okay.
statements
Okay,
presented.
Yeah,
okay,
one
yeah,
word.
okay. Okay,
It's just checks.
just checks then.
That's all I could find, Joe, from the previous meetings. Do we dance now?
Silence all electronic devices.
Yeah. Like we do in church, right?
Like you're supposed to.
Yeah.
Previously, we had presented checks through December 14th. And so this statement picks up from December 15th, even though the first activity was the 17th of December.
Okay,
And then goes through, and I've got checks that'll be paid out as of December 31.
okay.
So we have a page and a half plus, and those checks equal the $41,971.52. And they're check numbers 13864 through 13930. And we had one voided check of 13919, and also a check to Intuit, number 76, and that was the monthly usage fee and then the annual 2016 renewal fee.
Okay. Oh, so actually,
On your statement, you do have an ending balance there on page 2, far right side, $126,000.62.
okay,
That would be the balance in the checkbook as we had it at about 10 minutes to 6. So,
okay. Okay,
from this statement, as I was mentioning before, we need to pay the insurance provider, whether it be rural or Marshfield Insurance.
That would be an additional
That would have to come off of this 126, correct?
Yeah, because our insurance comes due the first, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Do we have to approve paying that check?
Mhm.
I haven't typed it or anything, I didn't have the,
Actually, our approving
This should take
our
care
approve
of that.
that will
Yeah.
say that he can pay it. Yeah.
This will, when we do the
I
other,
understand.
okay.
I make a motion that the checks presented of $41,971.52, including checks number 13864 to 13930, excluding check number 13919, and including checks number 76, be approved.
A second.
The motion's been made and seconded to approve the checks, which include checks 13864 through 13930, excluding the voided check of 13919, but does also include check 76. Is there any discussion?
I'd like to ask about the one to Swid.
Mm-hmm.
Is that
That's our
the
lead.
last one we're gonna get from him, or?
Probably not, probably not.
And then,
You wanna know about it?
yeah.
Okay. I mean, since you've asked, we got a letter from the, Gannett, Media requesting, open records on all of the money orders that were used from 1999 through 2011. And so we all read the letter. I don't know whether you did, Joe. I think you weren't here.
No, Joe.
You weren't here. And so since we have already gone through that, all of that investigation with the investigator and the district attorney's office, I took this right to the attorney. I said, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know how to handle this. And so what he has done is written to, and the letter from the News Herald asked for the amount of money it was going to cost to do this. And if it was more than $30, he wanted to know. And so we contacted Pioneer Bank, and all of the papers are archived now when they move into their new building. So they're not even in town here. And it costs $25 an hour to look for them. So he responded, let's see here, do I have I do have a response from, if I can find it here now. So we don't know where this is going to go. On December 11th, 2015, this is to Mr. Anderson at the News Herald, or Gannett. From Mr. Swed. On December 11th, 2015, I was contacted by the Chief Operations Officer for the town of McMillan Bank. The bank informed me that given the scope of the request and the volume of items that would have to be reviewed, they expected the document request to be no less than $500 and most likely over $1,000. In addition, any records that were retained by the town would have to be reviewed on a per file basis, and that expense would be rather substantial also. So and we haven't heard back, so we don't know where it's going. That's but anyway, there's been a lot of paperwork that has gone back and forth, and that is what the check is.
The second one I was 4,600 for fire stuff.
Fire and safety,
Yeah.
Jefferson Fire and Safety.
It's turnout gear,
Year?
2 sets of turnout gear.
Hmm.
2 sets.
2 sets.
Yeah.
Moved on.
Proof does, right, yeah. Okay, any other,
It was a rather large sum.
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
Those are expensive though.
Yes, they
That turnout gear is very expensive.
Well, okay,
Now, do those have like an expiration date? There.
Basically, 10 years is where they like to get rid of, we've been running to about 12.
Okay. I thought there was something with that.
And I think there's also a flashlight, a rechargeable flashlight, because I think, I don't have the slip, but I think you probably cut one check for all of the invoices.
Mhm.
There's also a rechargeable light that stands up on a tripod
Mm-hmm.
in with that, so,
Okay.
but the bulk of it is the turnout gear.
okay, any other discussion or questions? Okay, Norm, let's take a vote.
Okay, Betty,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Carolyn,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
and Joe.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay, treasure. Like, you probably don't have any report either.
I can make one up.
Okay, okay.
What I so noted from the previous Steve was that you become part of the designation of year-end expense. You'll be keeping track of that. So we have.
All the changes in the budget? that we're gonna-
Yes,
oh,
we have 126,000 in the checkbook,
Okay.
and then Denise and Ann basically recorded the designation of those funds. So you will become part of this meeting.
Okay, very good.
Lucky you, huh?
So how is it going with the taxes?
Good. I think the only problem I've got is the dog licenses.
Okay,
It takes forever and it just takes forever.
okay. All right, we'll move into unfinished business. Approved insurance provider for the town of McMillan for 2016. So we have the, Norm made up the quotes here for both Rural Mutual and Marshfield Insurance. And you can see pretty much what the difference is.
Dave had reminded me on the Marshfield insurance, there would not be a BF membership of $50, so that can be taken off.
Oh, there won't be if we go with
No,
the,
that's only for Farm Bureau membership.
okay,
It's noted in the top on the rural, but on the bottom, Marshfield, and I checked it.
Well, you had it on both of them. Okay.
Correct. So
so
whatever
there
that.
would be $50 less on that one.
Correct.
Okay.
In the reports from both companies, and please correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I guess I've always been under the opinion that you have a certain amount of expenses in, like, say, our town of McMillan, and that would be then become part of workman's comp, the premium. So, in my experience, that's always been equal, whether it's one insurance company or another.
It should be.
Now, you'll note in the quotes, there were differences, and I don't think Marshfield Insurance had the updated quote.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I changed from
There were
both to
differences?
59.
Yes.
Yeah, there were a little bit of difference,
I
but there
think
was a
you
little bit.
added that, yeah, you changed that to the same number now.
Right.
Yeah.
I took Marshfield Insurance of about 5,400, 5,500, and put it at 5,968.
Okay,
And Joe, in answer to your question earlier in this day, the premium refund was about $400 to $500, and that was
Okay.
from the
And that
audit.
makes sense from their chart, I looked at that.
Yeah, that was the audit, and then they refunded.
Right. But the one thing is, as I went over this Marshfield one, I don't think they're gonna have a refund. That's, they don't talk about a refund in there at all. And And this, I checked with my accountant at the builder, and when he compares insurance companies, he gets quotes from insurance companies for workers' comp that give refunds, and he gets some from some that don't.
Mhm.
You know, I don't know for sure that they aren't, you just didn't put it in there, but it's possible that they are
I've
getting.
never heard of any that didn't, anybody that I've ever worked
Yeah.
with, they always
It's
give
from an
feedback.
audit.
We've always had one,
Mhm.
but we always make sure that we sign up with an insurance company that's going to give us one.
Mhm.
But we do get quotes from some that don't. And typically they aren't any different.
So from the audit, they simply don't give a refund?
I,
Okay, because
he
I've
said,
never heard
my
that.
accountant said that.
I've been
could be a
charged
possibility.
extra already.
Yeah, they charge extra because if it goes over the quoted payroll,
I just looked
you know,
back,
what they started with, they
Oh,
could
if
go
the payroll
over.
is too.
If it goes up higher than what they had originally figured, then it can be more
Because
premium.
they showed it in the rural, she had the chart in there, what they based it on, where it was a percentage, a varying percentage depending on the percent of loss
Mhm.
that was involved. And
Oh,
that makes
that's,
sense.
they
That
paid,
makes sense from what the amount was, of where we were with our loss.
did you look at that was dividends though, wasn't it,
right,
that you were looking at?
and
Dividends at the kickback from the dividends?
That was a dividend.
Yep.
says dividend check sent to town on 7/11/12 is one I've got.
How much was
Previous
that?
year, and that was
How much?
$528, and the dividend check sent to the town on 7/7/11 was $642.
And that's based on losses.
Correct. I don't know if I got any other ones in here.
I don't think we would have one for this, not this last year before, this
Yeah,
was
that's-
claim.
That's the same thing, I think.
Right,
That's the
The
same thing.
dividend?
That dividend is what we're talking about, the refund. Whether you call it a refund or a dividend, that's what that is.
and on 2009, you just happen to have, I got a whole packet on 2009, the workers' compensation dividend check sent to the town on 7/6/10 was $911. That was based on low claims is what I had in my notes.
Okay.
But I thought that was over and above what, workman's comp is just based strictly on payroll. It can either go up or go down, so the dividend would be over and above, wouldn't it?
Well, and the way that this shows in here, the dividend never goes up. They're never gonna charge us for anything according to that. Because if your incurred loss ratio is over 45%, then it's zero.
Right.
The dividend is zero. There's nothing where it goes, where it's a negative number and you gotta pay it back.
But that's not based on any payroll, is it?
Yeah, well, yeah, because the premium
then
range,
that's what it is.
because it's the
All right.
premium range, and the premium is based on payroll.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you gotta get into the chart, the 5,000
Yeah,
to 10,000.
I think it's one and the same.
I think that's the same thing. I really think that's what it is.
Okay, so they're
And
just phrasing it
that was the only
differently.
question, and that's the only question I had. And coming along with that, what Nora found, is we're talking, you know, it could be that would be a $400 or $500 difference there going to Marshfield Insurance. But even with that, we're still better off going to Marshfield Insurance.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So I just wanted to
Clarify.
mention that,
Yeah.
in case that's the situation. And that would be something to ask him when we sign up and see where we're at with that.
I so noted.
I've never seen one that didn't.
Yeah.
I just never did.
What's that?
I said I've never seen one where they,
Well, like I said, I asked my bookkeeper, and he said that when I know in the past when we've talked about him, he's talked about companies that
Mhm.
give
Do and
dividends
don't.
and companies that don't.
Mhm. I wonder, do they turn around and charge you more then if your payroll is more?
I don't know.
Or do they just go with the
Yes.
same rate? They do.
Yeah,
Yes.
your dividend is based on two things. Experience modification, which means if you have a large claim issue, and the other one is your payroll.
Mhm.
So if you added 3 more people, say,
Mhm.
you know, there wouldn't be a dividend, okay? And rural is a mutual, is the one that Marshfield quoted, is it a mutual?
No.
Okay, there's your difference, okay.
So the risk is
I'm not,
spread
you're not
out.
gonna get anything back on Marshfield, because Marshfield is a straight insurance.
It's Continental Western Insurance Company.
Right, yeah, that's not a mutual, so.
Yeah.
Okay, do we want a motion?
I make a motion that we go with Marshfield Insurance Company's proposal.
I'll second.
Okay, a motion's been made and seconded to go with the Marshfield Insurance Agency. Is there any further discussion on this?
I had sort of gone over that home too, and there were a couple things where the coverage on vehicles were maybe a little lower, but everything else, they had more coverage for less money.
Both of them are replacement costs, correct?
Both are replacement costs,
So we need to get inventory of everything.
yes, yes, and that's.
That's gonna be the
We talked about
critical.
that last time, that
Yep.
the place, especially for the personal property or contents, whichever the term you're using, we need to have an inventory of what's in there, so that in the event of a loss, we have something specific that we can tell
We can
what
follow.
it is.
Because like all the turnout here and, we need all that listed.
Rod said he'd give me his 13-page report.
13, that's all? That's all? That ain't bad.
Well, Pat said
If I can
his,
get it at 13 pages, we're doing good.
Give it a job.
Pat is 8-page report.
Well, looking at, what they got for the equipment, I taken it that whatever they paid for, that's the price that they had it insured for?
Well, the way they do that is, I think we gave them those numbers.
Right, we
Right.
did. We
Whether
did.
it's what we paid for it or whatever we've been using as a number for it.
Right.
And if they make a determination that that number is close enough to the true value of it, and if that's the case, then they say, okay, that's the value and we're gonna replace it. If it runs 10-15% more than that to replace it, they're gonna pay it.
Mhm.
Okay, if it runs 50% more to replace it, they might not.
Mhm.
That there's some issue, there could be some issues there
And
if
then
you
you're
aren't
al-
insuring it for enough.
Right. And then you have.
Marshfield is also covering your response times with our response vehicles for your fire department
Yes.
to and fro, and they will pay the replacement cost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Rural did not have that.
No, they have a limit on
They
had
it.
some limitations on it.
2,500, I think.
Yeah,
Up to 2,500.
yeah. So basically what they're looking at is covering the deductible, because you should have your own insurance.
Which is a big issue, because if
Yeah.
you have an accident on a responding individual coming to the station, you're covered.
Yeah.
The taxpayer doesn't have to pay anything.
It also sounded too that they were covering the liability of that also.
Mm-hmm. Marshfield is, yeah.
And I also like the idea of having these two separate,
Mm-hmm.
because if you did have a high, say something happened, at either one, it's not gonna affect the whole policy, it's only gonna affect
Mm-hmm.
the one policy.
Either the town or the fire department.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, believe it, Gary, it'll affect the whole thing if we get a claim.
Well,
Right, exactly.
that sounds good.
Yeah, it does. So, okay, all right, any other discussion? Okay, can we have a motion? Or I guess a vote.
We've got Joe
Vote,
and
we've
Debbie.
got the motions, we need the vote.
Voting, Debbie,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Carolyn,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
all ayes.
Okay,
So our premium would be 1883 minus $50, correct?
mhm.
18,833.
1883 minus.
Minus the 58,
18,833.
Mine says
We got it.
1883.
And if you take 50 off of there, it's 18,833.
What do I have on my paper?
I don't know, but I don't know what the hell you were reading.
You didn't listen to what I was saying.
Okay, oh, we don't have any officers here.
No. One of them's out plowing, and he's basically, Pat's the only one that really needs to be sworn in. The
Okay.
rest of them are continuing on.
Yeah,
They were reelected for their position, so they don't need to be sworn in again.
okay,
And Pat's out plowing, so.
He said he'd.
I told him I'm not gonna bother him with it.
yeah.
He's got more important things.
Okay, all right. The next thing we have, under new business now.
Oh, excuse me, before we go on, do we need a motion then to pay this, or are we good?
Oh, well, we maybe should.
I'm gonna make a
Yeah,
motion
because
to
it's
pay
not in our
Marshfield
list.
insurance prior to the end of the year.
I'll second that.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded to pay the insurance premium to Marshfield Insurance Agency before the end of the year. $18,833. Is there any further discussion? Okay, we can take a vote on
Voting Debbie,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Carolyn,
that. Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay. We'll move on into new business. The next one is the Plan Commission recommendation. Do we want to do this now, or do we want to go through, get these other things done, and then come back to that?
Yeah, you can recess it. and then-
Okay,
yeah.
okay, 'cause
We'll be,
Here.
well, you know, if you want to stick around that long, I mean, it's just that we'll go into session at 7. That'll make it the first thing on the agenda.
okay. Well, we'll see here what we're, okay, well then we will hold that to the last. Appoint election officials for 2-year terms. We have a list of people here who can be called upon to help with the election as election inspectors.
This is done in the uneven years, so in 2015, now we would elect for the next 2 years. 4 of these people are new to this list. However, when I talked with Denise, they had been talking exactly like Diane Bozen, who's not been on, Laura Drendel, Rachel Johnston, and Barb Seehafer. They had talked with those people but never had them put on. So I thought, let's put them on. The other 8 have been on your list prior. So I've reached out to some. I have not been able to talk to each one of them, but I've talked to maybe half of them.
Did you talk to the new ones?
I left messages. I did talk to Barb. Left messages for Diane. I talked to Laura. And I left a message for Rachel.
Okay, so that, but they're, the ones you talked to are okay with it? Okay. Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the election inspectors for 2016 and 2017?
Also move.
Second.
Okay, the motion's been made and seconded to approve the election inspectors for 2016 and 2017. Is there any further discussion? Okay, we'll take a vote.
Sure, voting, Debbie,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Caroline,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
all ayes.
Okay. We approve, accept Callaway Drive. I have the letter from Tom Hardinger, and I think we've discussed this previously. We were working on, we still have not received the deed, but I want this to get in. He's got a report to go in before the end of the year.
Yeah, the legal description, we won't need the deed. We've got it on the plat.
Okay,
So the formal plat that was approved by the board at that time
is
on
okay.
there, and we have it on file. So I'll pull it out for you, but we don't need the deed. We
Okay.
can just do the legal description off of that subdivision plat.
Okay,
Okay.
that's great.
Yeah.
We're gonna need it within
I know.
the next day. Okay. Anyway, we have the letter from Tom Hardinger stating that we need to accept this road and we need to get this into our report. Okay, do we have a motion to accept the Callaway Drive, just so that we,
And you have the letter from Tom?
yes.
Okay.
You want me to read it?
Sure.
On September 4th, 2015, I met with you, Dave Swenson and Pat Weigel, to review Callaway Road Hill subdivision for final acceptance. Overall, the road segment appears to be performing very well, and I recommend the town accept the road as complete. The original road construction dates back to 2004. In 2010, I reviewed the roadway after the first lift of asphalt was placed. I enclosed my letter from that time. The final asphalt surface was placed last year and all cracks have been filled. The final 2-foot gravel shoulders were recently placed to finish off the road. So, his recommendation is to accept it.
I have a question. According to our ordinance, he has to put a bond for 2 years on the road repairs that may be needed. Has that been done?
We didn't do that because this has been in the works since 2004. And so I asked Tom about that, and he said, this road is a very good road, and we don't need to do that. So that's the advice of the engineer. So,
Okay, because I was asked, somebody called me and
Yes,
asked if they put up a 2-year bond, and I said,
yeah,
well,
no, I asked
so I looked
about
it
it.
up in the ordinance. It took
Yes.
forever for my computer to find it.
Yeah, no,
That's
I
your-
asked about it.
That's your new ordinance. That was passed 2 years ago. That's a new ordinance.
So they would have
They
been
were, they're
grandfathered
grandfathered. He's grandfathered, unfortunately.
because that road has already been started and it was in the process at that time.
Actually, you never had an agreement with him, so.
Yeah,
Exactly,
so any new roads that would be going in would be under that new ordinance.
yes.
Well, yeah.
Well, and, yes, yes. And we probably will be approached for that one soon, for Winterberry North.
I
Because,
move to accept Callaway Drive for approval into the township as a road.
I'll second.
okay, the motion's been made and seconded to accept Callaway Drive from the Jean Hill development.
I have a question though.
Mm-hmm.
That 3/4 of a mile, that's the complete road, that's all of it?
Yep,
So, okay,
From Stont to Cherry.
okay.
It's an approximate, I need to get the footage, or legal description will be fine.
it'll be, he
Yeah,
will have it on the
we'll pull it off
plan.
though. We've got the plat review, we've got the subdivision plat, we'll have to pull it off. That's what you're gonna need is the legal description. I talked to John Hill on a couple of occasions, and I talked to his attorney
Okay.
and Billings, and that's where they're gonna get it from.
Okay.
I've got a comment. I was approached and asked about the fact that the road had to be, 1 year after it was paved, it had to be sealed and crack filled. And I did a little, when I talked to Dave about it, he filled me in on that. And I feel very comfortable with what he told me to do, that road can take care of what it's supposed to be. I compared it myself to a lot of the other roads that we have in the town, and to me, it looks like it's in fine shape. The cracks that are in it are just expansion cracks that get totally straight across the road. Anything else that was in there before has been taken care of with this last paving that I can see.
Yes, they did extra repair work also. There were 2 or 3 spots that, you know, we had some concerns about, and they did extra work on those.
Okay.
And before they put the last layer of asphalt on. And Tom felt, you know, that Dennis Radetsky built this road, and it's just a very good road. And he feels very comfortable that, you know, I mean, we're talking about since 2004, we're already 11 years into it. So,
And basically, you got 2 lifts of 1.5 inches each, and the spots that there's some question on, there's actually more than that. When they put this second coat down. So I talked to Dave from American Asphalt at that point in time, who did that, and so that's what they did.
yeah. Okay, any other discussion? Let's take a vote then.
Voting, Debbie,
Aye.
Dave,
Aye.
Carolyn,
Aye.
Gary,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
all ayes.
Okay, then the designation of year-end funds. Well, we know,
We got 107,167 after we paid the insurance.
just need to put in papers here. What was it?
107,167
Get the 62 cents.
and 62 cents. Steve, do you happen to have the total what was left in the park fund for our budget? Would you have that, or I'm thinking it should be about 5.
What was in the park fund or what was budgeted?
What was budgeted and what we used?
I don't have that.
Okay. I'm thinking it's I would like to make a motion that whatever was left from last year's budget for the park be put into the park savings account, because we're gonna have some lighting and stuff. I'm thinking it's gonna be right close to 5,000 that was left.
So whatever the figure is
Mhm.
that was left, you'd like to designate that to,
The park fund, yes.
okay.
So it's the budget less expenses.
Right.
That amount.
Whatever was left from 2015. We had the budget for 25,000 approximately, and I think we spent just a hair over 20. So whatever's left, I would like put into the park fund.
Savings,
Right. CD, savings, whatever it is.
whatever they call it,
Yeah.
savings, okay.
I think it's a savings.
But I believe it's a little under 5.
I don't have my, what is it now? Put in.
Oh, I got the numbers through the budget. And it was
The last 2 months.
Yeah, and I didn't bring mine.
I got it.
I took it out just before I left.
Too much stuff.
Yeah, I had too much.
Because then under here, they had 18, I think we had another check in there that had been
Park
19.
fund savings account. This is from end of November. $1,998.30.
Right, that's what was in the savings account.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about, we had budgeted
Oh, okay.
25,000 for the year, and I believe we used just about 20,000 from what we had budgeted, so I'd like the rest put into the savings account.
Shall we even it at 5 for this exercise? or-
Sure, it'll probably be a little bit over that, but that sounds good. to me.
5?
5.
For 5? Okay,
And then I would like to leave 50,000 into our checking account, because we're gonna need some working capital,
50?
50. And then I'd like to designate the 62,000 that's left, or 52,000, I'm sorry, into road repair.
Could I interject something there?
Yes.
Would it be all right if the fire department, I believe that we have over 11,000 left in our budget yet. If 10 of that could go into our replacement refund,
Replacement what?
our CD. or whatever
The
that we
CD
for
they
the-
have.
Oh,
That's
Last year we
10.
put 10 and we had it left.
mhm.
We could do that also this year.
So that brings your road repair down.
You betcha, so
Well, you
everybody
wanna do-
understands that, because we need to do some repair that is badly needed on Galvin South, and that's,
Okay.
that'd be a good subject for any meeting.
Yeah. Okay, so the checkbook, we want 50,000.
Is that gonna be enough? 50,000, or is that too high?
Last year we had 20. We closed the year.
Yeah, I don't think,
You don't need that much?
I don't think we
We
do.
left 20 last year in the checkbook, and some cents, maybe
Okay, well, why don't I go
60%.
with the 20 then? Leaving that in there and then putting, what did you want?
10.
10? And then putting the rest into road repair.
So we have
After that
102 less 20 would be 82, less 10, 72.
In the fire department, savings,
Hampton Fire
or
Department.
what is it?
Okay, we
The,
got 5,000.
apparatus, what is it?
10 to the fire
The year-
department, 20,000 to the.
What's the
second
proper name
account.
for the,
Fund.
for the fund, for the regular?
Volunteer Fire Department Fund.
No.
This is for the regular.
No, it's the CD.
Fire
Equipment
apparatus,
Equipment,
apparatus.
CD,
Yes.
What is it?
fire department equipment, CDs.
Yes.
It's on the treasurer's report.
Yeah,
At that time, it was $10,000.
Yes.
And so you-
Another 10 with that?
Yeah.
Okay,
so the way it would be listed as be 5,000 for the park, 10,000 for the fire department, 20,000 left in the checking account for working capital, and then 72,000 and some change for road repair. My numbers right?
Correct.
Yes.
Are they right?
Yes.
Okay.
Highway Department. Blacktop and road repairs.
What did we have last year that we had put in there from the beginning of the year?
it was 90 some, 90 something, yeah.
Yeah, we bought a truck too, though. You know, everything costs.
Yeah, okay. Okay, is there any further discussion? Or do we have a motion? I guess we need a
Is
motion
that a
first.
motion, Debbie?
That was a motion.
Okay. The motion has been
Long
made.
motion.
A motion has been made for 5,000 for the park, 10,000 for the fire department, 20,000 to leave into checking, and 72,000 in change for road repairs
Here we go. Any further discussion?
This year, right?
for the 2015 budget.
No further discussion. Norm?
We have a motion, second, yes. Voting, Debbie.
Aye.
Dave.
Aye.
Carolyn.
Aye.
Gary.
Aye.
Joe.
Aye.
All ayes.
Okay. All right.
Now all we have to wait for is.
We're just, instead of, I think we will just have a motion to, I will make a motion to recess to get the approval from the plan commission, so we'll come back in from recess for the one item that is left on our agenda. Second, motion's been made and seconded. Any further, can we take a vote to
All in
recess?
favor?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Is our recess
Opposed?
over?
Opposed?
Mr. Cumber, I'll tell you what, here you are, sir, here's the legal descriptions on Cayman.
Well, thank you.
Cayman, it's not Cayman.
Callaway.
Callaway.
Cayman, oh, Callaway, there you go. You got it.
Got the wrong file.
Okay. No, it's right by.
Right, file, wrong name.
Wrong name. Okay, all right, we've recessed.
Okay. So, one of my people, here, got one more on the session.
We got a quorum.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
Okay,
Everybody running around fast. Let me show you, while it's in recess, we're talking about this.
yes.
The issue was that, if you look behind you, that's the old map, and you can see the green was a transitional ag, all right? And when we went through and biannual review, like for 2.5 years, we changed things so that all of the lots were compatible size-wise and met the zoning requirements, okay? Then came along the new state law about farmland preservation. All the white was actually exclusive agriculture. All right? So whatever's white on there in that color, small units were exclusive ag. Well, they changed the termination from exclusive ag to farmland preservation. And that's because the state wanted to make sure that it would preserve the farmland that was already in the state. That, you know, it wasn't being subdivided and taken out of production. So what they did is they went to this new map, and now the kind of a green color, like that's farmland preservation. When we went through the annual review, one of the issues, and one of the bigger issues, was that section 28, which was in exclusive agriculture,
Right here.
Section 28.
That's my area.
Yes.
It's in Sue's bag. It was supposed to be moved to transitional. Well, because of the task force, when the task force decided that there would no longer be a transition, where there wouldn't be a purgatory, a limbo. January 5th is the one creator or so on. That's just-
Oh, that's this thing.
Todd, is Gary Bradle by any chance get a hold of you? Yeah, Gary Bradle. Because he had called me and he's very confused about all of this. He had gotten a card or something.
Oh, yeah, about how he, yeah, everybody got a card.
Yeah,
Yeah, and it was just a.
this is very recent.
Yeah, well, you could go to these meetings.
Yeah, but he said he can't get to it, he's working during the day.
But they were just informative.
That's what I got kind of told him.
So I went to line with them too.
Yeah, not here.
You got your people here.
You got more than one.
Yeah.
I am going to make your day.
Well,
My entire life centers around what you want. Yeah, two very sick individuals here. All right, you want to go in a second?
Yeah, how do we, you want us to, we can move down and you can come up because then we can just.
You want your
move
names
over.
put into?
we'll live without it, Norm.
I know we can get up.
You know who you are. We do too.
We're moving.
You're moved down there, we're moving up here, we're going to come back.
Guys, you gotta go up front.
We can all stand around.
Yeah, we're gonna move out of here.
Oh, they can leave that there.
Well, no, we're not gonna back up here. We're gonna just do our business
Hello, sir.
down there.
I did.
Yeah, I did, yeah.
I need your picture. I didn't know if it would take it, you know, so come on. That's good.
Well, stop by.
You all got it done.
It did.
Hi there, David. How are you? Good. Good. Well, I heard a lot of stories. What's the difference between government and mafia? Only the mafia board of
Yeah, I heard that the other day.
Something.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the other
Saw
one.
that.
There's some of it, right here.
Wash sheets and
I
then
got
five.
the mileage and stuff.
Oh, that's
They
all.
told me 64 on the grader. Good. Good. 66. I'm not all that excited about snow. It's when they're going on. That can't be right.
In December though.
You had a few.
Yeah.
Well, we had January, we're in part of March.
Good.
Maybe April.
Do you hit south?
Well, I know, that's the other, my buddy, I lived in north. He was on, and all gone, and Jimmy doesn't like Florida, and here I am. Otherwise, I would be.
Well.
Because the kids are coming up here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But here we are.
Yeah.
See, there is,
And I enjoy this work.
see, there is an area in here that is actually an easement to get even.
Right.
2006. Yeah, you
It
know,
needs windshield.
Home on the street.
Well,
Right, these are 33.
Yeah.
Today is
28th.
Better be, that's the day of the meeting.
this is another bullshit.
You know, I was over at that meeting. That's what I did that whole thing. And, they just couldn't answer it.
I said, you trying to still you talked to the committee.
well, because everybody has to sign it.
Yeah.
I'm going to call the meeting order. I call the meeting of the Town of McMillan Plan Commission to order for
Monday, December 28th of 2015. Roll call.
I will get it taken care of, so.
Our secretary isn't here, so the vice chair gets to take the minutes.
Since when?
You know who the vice chair is.
That's what I said, since when?
Yeah, right. Roll call, Golds?
Here.
Stockheimer?
Yes.
Chowski here. Pepe?
Here.
All right, I'm going to forego the comments from the audience that we have. We need to go immediately to the action draft on the map for town of McMillan through the county zoning program, which is the public informational draft map, of which the commissioners have been, the town board has been able to look at and review very quickly. Now, let me tell you the background on it. On 12/23, I met with 5 people from the county, including the county executive for the planning, zoning, and conservation committee, along with Jeff Preckert, who is the planning coordinator, and Dean Johnson, who is the director of zoning. There were some questions because of the fact that Section 28 had been put into farmland preservation, which was not part of our biennial program. So we went back and reviewed our biennial review, which took the smaller sections of land and made them applicable and applicable to what was happening with surrounding areas like we did, where even though they were substandard parcels as far as the 2-acre parcel was concerned, they were clustered together, so we decided to make those the same. So what we didn't do, if I give you a review very quickly about the biennial, we made sure that even though it was a substandard parcel, it met the requirements of its adjoining neighbors, so that it wasn't put into a special category in which a violation on a zoning, any kind of a zoning issue might be that of the smaller parcel or that of the parcel next to it. We went back and made it correct according to our biennial review. We moved Section 28 into general agriculture because transitional is no longer going to exist. Along with that, you'll be getting this next month in 2000s. This is the 180-page draft of the new code. Okay, everybody will get that. The board will get that, and we'll go from there. All right. Any questions? What I'll need to do is there any question? I'll accept a motion to accept this map with the recommendation that the board approve it.
I'll make that motion.
Golds, second.
Second.
Stockheimer. Discussion?
No.
If no discussion, I'll go roll call. Golds.
Yes.
Stockheimer.
Yes.
Wojciechowski, yes. Happy?
Yes.
Show it 4-0. Okay, I will now recess the plan commission and we will ask the board to go back in session.
Okay, where did we, do you
Maybe you
want?
can stay there, right?
We can just stay right here, there's no sense moving around. Okay, we'll come back into session, yeah. 7:01. 7 p.m. We have a resolution here that, to approve a resolution of the 2016 zoning district map. And the resolution states, whereas the town board has reviewed the proposed zoning district map for compliance with their town's comprehensive plan, and whereas the town board has reviewed the proposed zoning district map and determined the proposed zoning map accurately reflects existing uses, now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of McMillan recommends approval of the proposed zoning map and requests to have the map forwarded to the Marathon County Board of Supervisors for approval with the new zoning ordinance. Do we have a motion to approve this resolution, 2016 zoning district map?
I move that we approve that resolution.
Second.
Okay, the motion has been made and seconded to approve the resolution approving the 2016 zoning district map. Is there any further discussion of this? Can we have a,
You
yes,
might want to include the date of the map in your motion, which is 12/23 of 15.
okay.
So I add that, we can add that, 12:43.
12/23,
Yeah.
2015, okay.
I'll amend that motion to include the 12/23 date. 12/23/2015 date.
Right, because otherwise you forget
And I'll
which map it
second.
was.
Exactly.
I'll second
Thank you.
that.
And then the second, with a second.
Gee,
Yeah.
I
I
hear
can second
second.
it again.
Thank you.
Okay, now, is there any further discussion on this?
I've got nothing.
Okay. All right, can we have a?
Voting, Gary,
Aye.
Joe,
Aye.
Dave,
All right,
Carolyn,
Aye,
Debbie,
Aye.
all ayes.
okay. So the motion has passed and the resolution has been approved. I'd like a motion at this time to
Adjourn?
adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Adjourned.
that's the first time I heard the aye all along.
Aye.
Hey,
Aye.
thank you very much for sticking around and doing this so we can get it done. It's been a long, arduous program with this county situation. All right, we will go back into session.